Homeschool entertainment. Whoop, whoop. Homeschool entertainment. Whoop, whoop. Homeschool entertainment. Whoop, whoop. Homeschool entertainment. Whoop, whoop. It's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. It's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. It's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. It's time, it's time, it's Hello, everybody. This is a short episode of Homeschool Entertainment, and there's lots to do. We're trying to make the video clearer because we notice when we do our lives, they can come out fuzzy. So we're working and meeting with people that know better than me to get the video up to a better quality. So I want to say thank you for watching. I'm going to turn the music off. Hi, everybody. I'm checking out the microphone. So I feel like it's Christmas because I have my new camera. I have my new microphone. So I hope everybody is hearing me. I am speaking to parents today and teachers today and therapists today, babysitters, anybody that works with children. If you know anybody that is having a little struggle picking up the letters and the sounds they make and beginning words, have them come look at the show. They'll have a great time and they'll be learning all the way. So one of the questions that I've gotten is, why do I do so many ABC shows? Hold on one second. So I'm running the fan while I speak with you. So if you hear the noise of the fan, that's what that is. People ask me, why do I do so many ABC shows? And the reason why is when I first became a speech language pathologist, which is my official title. I went to school for that for 6.5 years to be a speech and language pathologist working with children with Down syndrome and with a diagnosis of autism or cerebral palsy or um, just difficulty learning. Some of the children have attention deficit disorder diagnosis. I've been working a long time with children, helping them learn. And repetition is the mother of skill, meaning the more you're exposed to something, the more you're likely to learn it. And as a therapist, what we do is we don't keep showing the same thing the same way all the time because not everybody learns the same way. Just keep showing it from different angles and over time and over time. As a therapist, we are taught to be very patient because sometimes it takes years for some of the children to understand the concepts that we're talking about. So that's the reason why we do so many ABC shows, is because I want to make sure that children have foundational skills because, if you don't learn the foundation, it's very hard to go beyond that. You'll always be trying to fill those holes where you missed out on education early in the earlier years. One of my first jobs at the Mount St. Ursula Speech Center in the Bronx that I've gotten at, that was my first paid job. At school, they used to work us and we didn't get paid. um, anyway, uh, I got selected to be a part of a program. Did I ask to be a part of this program? No, my boss just said, you're going to be doing this. So for a whole year, I worked with four young men between the ages of 16 and 21, and they had done something wrong, and they could have gone to jail. And this was a very nice program. They didn't do anything horribly wrong, but it was enough to have them have to go to jail. And this was a wonderful program. Instead of going to jail, all of them had to go back to school if they had dropped out. All of them had to have a job or be looking for a job. And all of them had to do, I think it was 3 or 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday, with me, helping them with their reading and writing and basic learning skills. And I had no idea what I was getting into. Yes, I come from a background of teaching, and even though that was my first job, I had been very used to teaching, even as a child, as a teenager, and as a young adult. Um, and we did have internships, meaning we had jobs where they didn't pay us, and we worked with people of all ages. So I had worked with young people of that age range before, but never just like you're doing that. And so I went into the room with these four boys every day, and the funny thing about it is that eventually, it just worked out very well. I had assumed, I made a lot of assumptions about what they could do and couldn't do. And what I did learn is that you cannot assume when somebody's in your class what they know and don't know, especially if they're not talkative, they're not responsive, they're not doing anything. And at first, I thought that we would all do the same things at the same time and learn together. But as I sat with each of them, I realized they were all at different levels, and it was tricky to find a place where we could come together. One was reading and one didn't know the sounds of the alphabet. One did knew the sounds of the alphabet but didn't know how to read. One knew how to read a little bit but not write, or write a little bit. So I ended up just taking time with each one of them. They needed one-on-one time because I noticed that if I gave one an assignment while I was working with another one and told them to do something on their own, they would act like they were doing it, but they would never do it. So I said, okay, this is the therapist in me. A therapist doesn't get upset. A therapist always looks for a way to meet the needs of the student. So, okay, this way isn't working. How do I make it different? Okay, I'm going to sit with each of them until they have enough momentum that they can start working on their own independently. And that's what I did. When they came in every day, they all had their assignments, and I worked with each of them on their assignment until they were able to uh, do the rest of the assignment on their own. And I do remember one child who I'm calling him a child because I'm a woman, and he was not a child. He was a big grown man, probably 17, 18 years old. He was bigger than me, but he was still a child. Um, Now he might have been Latin because I don't remember speaking Spanish in the class, but he may have been. Um, he may have had English as a second language. I don't remember, but I just remember he had an awful time with the vowels A, E, I, O, and U, and so it was not easy to give him independent work. So I did a lot of work with him, and I have to tell you, young, most of my experiences with the wee little ones from, I did the Birth to Three program, right now I'm doing a lot of grade school, early grade school children. A lot of my children are 6, 7, 8, that kind of thing, and then I have teenagers. Um, what I noticed about these four boys is that they were no different than my younger children, my younger students, I should say. They were no different than my younger students. They liked praise. They liked to be given a homework assignment or a classwork assignment that they understood and they could do. They enjoyed learning. Once they understood what it was, they actually enjoyed learning. They were an absolute pleasure to be around. And we grew to have a lot of respect for each other. They would tell me about their day. One of them was so excited that he had a job, and his job was being one of the ushers at the local movie theater. So one day I went down to his job to see what he was doing, and he was just so excited. And on my last day there, they were all whispering, and I think I might have brought cake, and they were all whispering. And then they came over to me, and they made a chair. They made their arms become a chair, and they picked me up some kind of way. I don't know how that happened. And that was just very sweet and wonderful, and a life-changing experience for me that I was thrown into by my job, but it turned out well overall. And I they changed my life for the positive, and my intention is my wish that I also change their life for the positive. So that's why I do a lot of ABC games. I remember that time when I was feeling gaps in learning and the foundation that so many young people have. And then, they go on to do things that they don't need to be doing because it's because some part of life is hard for them. But let me just tell you a little bit about this board behind me. Do you see there are 26 letters of the alphabet? 26. And number one is the letter A. These are the small letters, number one, because A is the first letter of the alphabet, so it's number one. And the last letter of the alphabet is Z, so that gets the number 26. It gets the last number because it's the last letter. Z is the last letter, so it gets number 26 because there are 26 letters of the alphabet. But something that I learned over the years, it's very funny, but do you know I know what all the other numbers are? And I don't have to go in order. Well, you know that since A is number one, B is going to be number two, and C is going to be number three. Isn't that funny? But did you know that K is number 11 and U is number 21 and O is number 15 and let's see, E is 5. So that over there is the ABC game that we're going to play next time. Parents, teachers, therapists, babysitters, anybody that works with children, bring them around. They'll have a good time playing the game, figuring out what number goes with what letter. And if they don't know, they'll learn. They will learn. And it'll be a fun way to remember numbers and remember the letters of the alphabet. Anyway, thanks for listening to me talk about why I do so many ABC games. If there is anything you would like for me to teach, because we will be doing more than ABC games. We are starting to get into reading, and we will be reading more. We will be incorporating numbers and counting into the reading. They both go hand in hand. So yes, I will be doing more ABC games that will lead into reading and do math as well. So we'll be playing number games. We'll get into addition and subtraction, multiplication, maybe division. Anyway, I love teaching and I hope you enjoy. Please feel free to contact me about what you want me to teach. I'd be happy to find a creative way to teach something that might be something that a young child or you as an adult wants to learn. This is also a great show for people learning English as a second language. All right. I've done enough talking.